From gamer marathons to the tallest man that ever lived, here are some of the wackiest Guinness World Records of all times. Number 15. Most pull-ups in 24 hours. Here's a macho woman. Australia's Eva Clark had the idea to raise money for charities and thought she would use the effort to reach the Guinness World Record to promote her cause. The challenge? Do as many pull-ups as possible within 24 hours. If you're a woman and you prove that you are so macho, so much so that men have to give you respect, where else would you do it except Abu Dhabi? The fact that this record was set in the most developed region in the world where women don't have much of a say made it extremely sweet. This is the same place where an American woman is currently in prison for refusing to speak to local men. When all was said and done, Clark did 3,377 pull-ups and the record was set on March 10, 2016. That's one way to make a statement. Number 14. Longest Call of Duty marathon. According to Guinness, Okan Kea played Call of Duty Black Ops 2 for 135 hours, 15 minutes, and 10 seconds. He did it from November 13th to 19th in 2012 in New South Wales. For players who are sure they could take this record head-on, there is a 10-minute break waiting for them at the end of each gaming hour. This is for eating, drinking, using the bathroom, brushing your teeth, dozing off, and whatever else. It's hard to imagine what your body will feel like after an exhausting marathon such as this one. Oh well, I guess I'll never know. Number 13. Most competitive full contact rounds. Here is a Guinness World Record for someone who really knows how to take a beating. When you think of a fighter's career, whether amateur or professional, it's kind of painful to imagine all the punches you have to get. Punches in the gut, kidneys, ribs, face, all that junk. This is especially true of boxers who are regulated to only throw punches when fighting. Unlike many Guinness World Records involving people or groups trying to set or break a record, this particular record is based on an application that follows a long career in full contact sports. The British fighter Paddy Doyle has more competitive rounds than any other fighter in recorded history. From 1993 to 2009, Doyle heard the bell ring 6,324 times, and you can bet your bottom dollar that his bell tower had rung quite a number of times. It's a miracle this man was left with no permanent disability after taking so many blows to the head. Well, I guess practice makes perfect. Number 12. Most wins at a World Beard and Mustache Championship. As there are now more men wearing facial hair than ever, I believe it's appropriate to offer a little recognition to beards and mustaches. After all, this phenomena is loved annually at the World Beard and Mustache Championships, where contestants from all over the world come to show off the masterpieces they have grown out of their face. This happens annually, and in 2015 it happened in Leogang, Austria. There are several categories that allow people to compete in the division that best fits their beard and/or mustache. In the realm of this international competition, one competitor is above all the rest. Karl-Heinz Hill of Germany enjoys 8 victories in the famous holiday and race, competing in the Imperial Partial Beard category. Anyone interested in beard racing can do so at the national level, at the National Beard and Mustache Championship. Just imagine what kind of crazy facial hair you will be able to witness at a rally like this one. If I ever see a contestant, I must ask him a question or two. Number 11. Longest human mattress domino. Here is another entry in the category of strange records. Before we turn to the record that was broken and still not beaten today, we need to explain exactly what human mattress domino is. Unlike human dominoes, which just fall in series with one another, human mattress dominoes depend on the people holding the mattress. In this particular attempt at the world record, everyone used a double-sized mattress. I assume that human dominoes with extra-large mattresses would be a very different competition. That particular record was set at the huge Gaylord Resort and Convention Center in National Harbor, Maryland, and included 1,200 participants. Yeah, and now imagine all of them holding a mattress. The whole event took a bit more than 13 minutes before the record was set. The best part of this record came when all the mattresses were donated to people in need. Number 10. Man covered by most bees. This is a record that will make you cringe a bit because the record holder was covered from head to toe in bees. It's kind of okay if that person is in a beekeeper's suit, but this one wasn't. This guy had as little clothing as possible while covering just about every orifice with a cork of some kind to prevent the bees from literally finding a way into his body. Undoubtedly, bees would be on the mind of this guy for quite some time after. The man in question was Ruan Lingaming from China. Fortunately for Ruan, he managed to break that record in his home country. Since there was no way to count the bees while they were on his body, the registration was done by weight. Total weight minus Ruan weight equals bee weight. The weight was 2 ounces less than 137 pounds. I'm scared of just one bee. I can't even think about what 137 pounds of them would be like. Number 9. Highest shallow dive. We will begin our diving tour with shallow diving. What is shallow diving? Well, it's diving from any height into a pool no more than 12 inches deep. As you can imagine, the technique chosen by shallow divers is that of full frontal assault, or regionally, of the belly destroyer. The American Darren Taylor, known in the diving world as Professor Splash, has progressed more and more throughout his career. He currently holds the world record of 10.3 meters or 33 feet 10 inches. Yes, that means Darren has jumped from a platform more than 3 stories high and slammed into a children's pool containing approximately 1 foot of water. Diving is a dangerous sport overall, but a miscalculation or excessive rotation in the context of shallow diving will make the participants make an acquaintance with the local miners during work hours. If the diver turns a belly flop into a head first, what is going to happen would best be described by imagining a nail falling into a bucket of yogurt. Number 8. Fastest car. For years, people have been obsessed with speed. If we lived in a perfect world, we could travel at the speed of light. But here's where the paradox kicks in. There's so much joy in taking the journey, it would all simply be omitted. Still, automakers have been working to make cars faster and faster in decades, and they toyed around with rocket-propelled cars and jet engine technology. There are 2 ground speed vehicles that have made the claim to achieve Mach 1, but only one was actually certified. On October 15, 1997, in the Nevada desert, Andy Green boarded a vehicle known as the Thrust SSC and took a seat between the 2 Rolls-Royce Spey 202 internal combustion engines, the same engine used in the F-4 Phantom fighter plane. After starting the engines and going mental on the throttle, Andy broke the sound barrier and reached a maximum speed of 763,035 miles per hour. If there's one thing that we can say of the great importance to humans as a species is the desire to always go faster. And now for number 7. But first, if you're new to the channel, welcome. Be sure to subscribe and click the bell so you don't miss out on more videos like these. Number 7. Fastest hurdles in swim fins. In addition to some great human exploits and legitimate world records in the terms of human performance, Guinness specializes in the absurd. Joggling competitions/sports are honored by Guinness. If you've never heard of joggling, you are not in the minority here. This is juggling while jogging. Therefore, it will be of a little surprise to find out that someone had the idea to run obstacles with swim fins on. Yes, we are talking about the scuba diving gear. When a person does this and calls Guinness to come and take a look, he will be the first holder of a Guinness World Record in the discipline of fin hurdling. In 2008, a German man by the name of Christoph Irmscher wanted to set this record out of the reach of anyone who might think that the fin hurdling record could be beaten. He achieved an impressive time of 14.82 seconds in the 100-meter hurdles. Christoph was a 110-meter high hurdler, so the transition to fins was the only new variable. Number 6. The tallest man. Here is a Guinness World Record that has been maintained for decades and is likely to remain undisputed for decades ahead. This is fascinating to look at, just because people like to see unusually tall individuals. Robert Pershing Wadlow was born in Alton, Illinois on February 22nd in 1918. When he was a teenager, he was taller than anyone he had ever met. As he aged, he continued to grow even bigger. When he reached his peak, Wadlow was a mountain of a man that reached 8 feet and 11.1 inches high. If you measured him with shoes on, that would get you a measurement of about 9 feet. His head would be the same height as a basketball net, and as you can imagine, he needed a lot of calories to get through the day. Wadlow had relatively good health, but unfortunately, he passed away in 1940 after a leg brace injured him. That injury was left untreated and things took a turn for the worse. Number 5. Largest hairy family. This is the story of the Gomez family: Victor, Gabriel, Luis, and Jesus. These 4 people of a Mexican family of 19 members have a lot of love, and they take part in a shared experience spanning over 5 generations. This shared experience has been classified as generalized congenital hypertrichosis that produces body hair everywhere. In men, hair becomes really thick on the face and torso, and in women, it often appears as a softer, fur-like hair on the face and torso. Victor and Gabrielle, known to their closest and dearest people as Larry and Danny, decided to take advantage of what many people would see as a disadvantage in life and act with the Mexican National Circus. The 4 family members have offered their time to medical scientists who hope to identify specific genetic characteristics of those with the condition. Someday, a talented student might even come up with a solution to the condition. Would they go for it, or would they stick with their heritage? Number 4. Largest gathering of people dressed as Superman. I have a personal prediction that any group in the United States will break this record once the right person picks up the initiative. On July 27, 2013, a group of people came out to the Kendall Calling, a small music festival in the UK, to listen to some good music and show off their Superman costumes. A total of 867 individuals appeared looking like Superman. Finally, the group that was representing a costume shop called Escapade planned to try to make their record official with the launch of a Man of Steel while also trying to raise money for its charity, Help for Heroes. The idea was great, and it worked. I personally believe that if more people come together, put on some costumes, and choose a cause for charity, this Guinness World Record could be blown out of the water. It's a win-win situation. Whoever does this will help someone or something and ultimately end up with an entry in the Guinness Book. Number 3, most Big Macs eaten. Anyone who has watched the Super Size Me documentary in the early 2000s is familiar with Donald A. Gorksky. Donald is known as the king of double-decker burgers known as Big Macs. In recent decades, he has been enjoying one or more Big Macs every day. The story goes that when Donald acquired his first car in May of 1972, he went to McDonald's to celebrate. There, he had his first Big Mac, and he quickly fell in love with its taste. He ordered a few more and then kept coming back for more. According to Gorksky, Big Macs represent more than 90% of his intake of solid foods. It's interesting that he has no major health problems and is far from obese. So far, he has eaten over 26,000 Big Macs and keeps receipts for all his burgers while maintaining a log of Big Mac experiences. Number 2, largest living cat. Currently, the largest living cat is a liger in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. I know that animals behind fences break people's hearts, but this guy doesn't stand a chance in the wild. He's just too majestic. Someone tried to dethrone the liger from the number 1 spot, and that was the son of a lion and a tigress called Hercules. The largest cat in existence today is almost 11 feet long, measures more than 4 feet high at his front shoulders, and weighs an impressive 922 pounds. This kitty is a 1,000-pound killing machine, but it gets along quite well with humans. Until there's no more food around, I presume. Number 1, world's largest pizza. Did someone say Italian food? Is there anything in the world as satisfying as a well-made pizza? And when it comes to breaking a world record, what can be more inspiring and intriguing than the record of the world's largest pizza? Before I give you the details, give me your best guess about the size of the pizza in question. It was made before the end of the world, December 13th, 2012, to be precise. You know, shortly before the world ends on December 21st. This pizza was made in Italy and was called Ottavia in honor of the first Roman emperor. The frickin' pizza was 13,580 square feet. If you want to put a tray under this pizza, it will need to be nearly 117 feet by 117 feet. Just imagine how many products went into the making of this behemoth. It was all worth it in the end, and maybe that is the reason why the world didn't end on December 21st. Even Mother Earth decided to wait for the next big thing that we could come up with. Thanks for watching. Which of these did you find most bizarre? Where do you think Guinness World Records should draw the line in terms of setting records? Let me know in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye!